Hey everyone, this is Mary from SVG Cuts, and I'm here today with some brand new projects for fall. And the cool thing about these is, even though, for example, this pumpkin carriage looks so exquisite and exciting, people are going to be so amazed if you make it. But if you just follow along with me step by step, I'm going to show you exactly how it goes together. And when you break it down, it's really not difficult at all. So you could give this as a gift, you could fill it up with some goodies, you could make it as just some decor or a centerpiece around the house for fall, or of course you could make it in like white and blue for like a Cinderella look, or pink of course for like a girly princess. So you can really have a lot of fun with that, and it's really just going to be a wow factor project. So we also have our cute little owl here, and you can also put some little goodies inside the owl. And I made mine kind of crazy in purple. I think if you're making a cute owl, you can make him really any colors that you want because he's just kind of whimsical and fun. Of course, you could also make him in browns to look more like a real owl if you wanted to also. So we also have these really cute little electronic tea light candle corn stalks here, and the tea light just slides right out of the bottom. It's not glued in there, and you can just turn it off and on. And obviously you want to use a little battery powered candle, not a real candle obviously. So this is going to be really cute around the house, even next to your little pumpkin carriage or with your fall decor items wherever you have them. Or I was thinking it would also look really cool on a fall tablescape, whether it's Thanksgiving or just another fall special dinner or whatever. You could even use them as place card holders if you wanted to cut out some little banners or little strips and write people's names on them and just affix that right to the front. That would be really cute also. So finally, to go with these projects, we have two pretty little cards here. This one is obviously some colorful corn, and I had a lot of fun adding a bunch of bling and little sticky dots to the front of that Indian corn, because every time I see these around for fall, I get so excited because fall is the only time you see them around. So you know it's time for chilly weather and fires and all that fun stuff that go along with fall. So finally we have our cute little mushroom here, nice and simple. And of course, if you made it in different colors, you could use it for anything. If you made it, you know, pink or red or blue or whatever, it could be for a child's birthday, or with some more elegant colors, makes it look a little more adult and elegant. So the paper that I used this time is so pretty. I think Bo Bunny does fall so well because they do colorful so well. And this paper is by Bo Bunny. It's called Autumn Song. And it's just like drenched with color and pretty leaves everywhere. And I just had to have it as soon as I saw it for fall because it's just so pretty. But of course, when you make your fall projects, whatever kind of fall paper you have or you choose is going to look awesome too. So I've got my pieces cut out to show you how these three items go together. So let's get started. So let's take a look at our pumpkin carriage first of all. And first I'm going to put together just the pumpkin, the top part here of the pumpkin. Then we'll do the cart part later, and we'll do the lid a little bit later too. So the pumpkin has 8 sides, so there are 7 pieces that look like this, and one of them has this little cutout here, which is the window in the door. So if you want to go ahead and take your vellum piece and glue that on the back side of this open window here, you can do that now. And then all we want to do is work our way around the pumpkin by gluing one panel at a time. And I'm going to do that by putting glue on all of these side tabs and working my way up one side, just one tab at a time. And like you've probably heard me say before, if you've watched any of our videos before, you want to give your glue a little bit of a chance to dry on the panel or on the tab here before you move on to the next one. That way it doesn't slide out of place as you're working your way up. So I'm almost done here with one side. And all you want to do is work your way all the way around with all 8 sides the same way. So now I've got all 8 pieces joined together here, and I'm just closing up the final seam, and it's the same exact principle. It's just a little different since you're closing up the whole entire shape. It feels kind of different, but as before, just working my way up one tab at a time. And now I can go ahead and put my bottom into place by putting glue on all 8 of these tabs and placing that bottom piece right into place. So now at this point you can go ahead and glue your panels around your pumpkin. So as you can see with my finished cart here, I'm talking about these pieces here. These are my panels, and then there is the door here also. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 panels that are all just plain that go around the back, and then these 2 front ones have a hole cut out of them for your little lanterns to go through. So I chose some really kind of boring paper here. It's just orange. Yours is probably a pretty pattern or something, but you just want to make sure that these 2 pieces with the holes for the lantern go on either side of the door. So now let's take a look at the lid. For the lid, it's just mainly this one piece here and 2 8-sided shapes, and then this little top part here. So all I want to do is put some glue on this little piece here and glue that into place. Then I can go ahead and put glue on all 8 of these little tabs and take the larger of the 2 octagons and place that right on top. Then I can go ahead and flip it over and glue this smaller octagon in the top to finish it off. Then I can take my little knob here and glue just the top part together. And then this piece is going to go right in the center of the top. And then as you can see, this panel goes right on top of it, and these little panels go around. This one has a little curve here which goes towards the front. It's kind of a little bit of a decoration on the door too, as you can see. For our little lanterns, there are 2 that look the same, and what I want to do is assemble it by gluing this little piece around first. So when you're looking at your little lantern, you can see that it folds up together. So what you want to do is get some little dots of glue inside the little tabs that fold up together. And when you have it in front of you, it's easy to see where the pieces go. So this forms a little 4-sided pyramid on the top of the lantern. And then, as you can probably tell, you just want to put a little dot of glue on each of these 3 tabs and fold the bottom into place. Then when you've got your lantern all good, if you want to put a little sticky gemstone on the inside, you can kind of slide it in there, and if you need to like poke at it with a little stylus or something, you can. And then that's obviously just going to go right where this little space is for the lantern. So as you can see, my cute little lantern is right here in this little space, and I got a little gemstone inside there too. So for my cart, I've got these 2 large pieces here and then 2 pieces like this. So what I want to do is put glue on this long side tab of either piece. They both have this side tab on them. And I just want to glue one to the other. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side to close it up. So I just want to put glue on this side tab and close it up. Now I've got my two pieces glued together, and as you can see, one side of it is nice and simple over here, and the other side kind of curves up a little bit, which looks like the finished cart. As you can see, the back of this cart here curves up a little bit so that the back wheel can be larger. So before I start gluing this piece into place here, I want to just take a minute to line it up and make sure that I've got the cart folded up the right way. And I can see that it lines up perfectly, so I definitely have it folded up the right way. Because if I was to fold it the other way around, it wouldn't line up perfectly with this piece. So you want to check that first. And then go ahead and start putting glue on all of these tabs on this side. So I just want a nice thin, even layer of glue all the way on all of these tabs here. So I'm going to start at this simpler side over here. It's nice and easy to line it up where it's just a plain old rectangle. And then I'll work my way down and line this all up and glue this guy right into place. Then I can go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. And now let's take a look at our wheels. So here are my two different wheel sizes, and if you have cut out all the wheels in your folder that are listed in your PDF, you will have a bunch of these wheels. I forget the exact number right now, but the idea is to split them into 4. So we want to divide all the big wheels in half so that you have 2, and then we want to divide the smaller wheels in half so that you have 2 sets. Because what we're going to do is layer them on top of each other to make some really thick, sturdy wheels. So go ahead and layer your wheels on top of each other so that you have 4 sturdy wheels, 2 large, 2 small. And to do that, you just want to put glue on the whole entire thing and just stack them on top of each other. So once you've got that done, you want to go ahead and take this little panel here with the 2 holes in it and line this up and stick a brad through there and open up the brad so that you can't really see it from the front. And you want to do the same thing with the small one. And you can turn your wheels a little bit if you want them lined up a certain way. Once you've got that put together with the 2 brads, you want to go ahead and flip it over and put glue on this whole entire panel piece, and then you can just affix it right to the front of your cart. And if you want to use, maybe you want to use a strip of hot glue or something a little bit stronger, you can. I just used my regular white Scotch quick dry adhesive glue and it worked just fine. So you want to hold that, make sure that it has a lot of time to dry. And just another tip about the wheels, after you've stacked them up and they are drying, if you want to put something heavy on top of them so that they dry perfectly flat, that is a good idea. So now let's take a look at our vines here. And this you can kind of get creative with. You can play around a little bit and put them on however you would like. There's not one specific way that you have to do it. The idea though is that there's this one part that folds over, which is where you put your glue, and you glue it onto your cart. You can put them at a diagonal, you could put them straight like this, and the smaller one also has a folded under part where you put your glue. So once your wheels are in place on your cart, you can add your vines wherever you would like them and maybe play around a little bit, set your pumpkin on top and see how you want to place everything. Then once you're happy with it, glue your vines down and then put glue all over the bottom of your pumpkin and glue your pumpkin right in the center. So next for our cornstalk luminary, it's just 2 little pieces like this, and what I want to do is put some glue on just this little tab here. So just right where it forms into a little tab down there, put your glue and then wrap this around and hold that and give it a little time to dry. then you can go ahead and slide it onto your little tea light candle. And then we can take our other piece here and put a line of glue on this long band, and then line up the end of it with the seam so that both seams are in the same place. You can stick those in the back. And then just wrap this around and give it some time to dry a little bit. And then you can tie whatever kind of little ribbon or fiber around. I think loosely tied looks really nice. And then if you want to kind of bend some of these out a little bit and fan it out, that looks nice too. First, for our owl, let's take a look at the bottom of the owl. So I've got this cut out in brown here, obviously, and each of these little pieces has a number on the bottom. And I went ahead and darkened my numbers in with a marker, but your pieces, just like mine, will also have the numbers cut in by your machine. So you can line them up 1 through 9 and go ahead and start gluing them together in order. So I'm going to start with piece number 1 here. It doesn't really matter which one you start with as long as you go in order. And as you can see, I'm just putting glue on all 3 of these side tabs, and then I'm gluing its neighbor to it 1 tab at a time. And you want to take your time a little bit so that your glue has time to dry so it doesn't slide out of place. And then just go ahead and work your way around with all 9 pieces. Now I've got all 9 of my pieces together here, and I'm just finishing off the final seam. And I've got my owl container bottom together here. So now all I want to do is flip it over, put glue on all of these tabs, and then place the bottom right onto the bottom. So at this point, you can go ahead and embellish your bottom with these panels. I went pretty crazy with my colors here. And the wing I put on by gluing just under the top with a pop dot underneath the bottom. And then I kind of folded the sides over a little bit. And then we've got these panels here with the little chest decorations also. So now we can take a look at the lid. And once again, I've got my numbered pieces here. And like I said before, your machine will have cut the numbers for you. And I went ahead and darkened them in with a marker so that you could see them in this video, but you don't have to do that unless you really want to. So like I just did before, I'm working my way around 1 tab at a time, being sure to go in order 1 through 9. So go ahead and work your way around with all 9 pieces. Now all 9 of my pieces are together, and I'm just finishing up the final seam on the lid here, which is the same principle. So there is my lid. And now for the top of my lid, it might throw you off a little bit because it's not the same color as the rest of the pieces. So what we want to do is put glue on all 9 of these tabs and glue this top into place. And the reason that it's this crazy color here is because it's the same color as this face panel, which will get glued like this. So anytime you're gluing panels like this on one of our projects, what you want to do is put glue only really at the bottom and at the top. That way it has a chance to curve real nicely, which is the effect that we're going for, is a nice curved little piece of paper. So that is where the face panel goes. And then the same principle applies to these panels here, which you only want to put glue at the bottom and the top, as well as this little cheek panel here, which you only want to glue at the bottom and the top. And then there are some plain panels which just go around the back side. And again, you just want to glue those at the bottom and the top, which also applies to the bottom of your owl. So then we have one little piece left over here that looks like the lid. That's going to get glued on the inside to finish it off and hide those tabs. And then you can go ahead and add your eyes and your little beak here, and if you want to curve these up a little bit, you can. And that's it. That's the top of your owl. So there you have it, really fun projects for fall. I hope you have a blast making them. And if you do, you're going to have to share pictures with us on our Facebook wall, in our forum, on Pinterest, on your blog, Instagram, really anywhere. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time, and happy crafting.
Learn more by visiting www.svgcuts.com. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and watch all of our crafty videos on YouTube. It's a world of crafty content with you in the middle. svgcuts.com, inspiring you to live creatively and beautifully.